You don't hate studying. You hate the way you've been taught to do it. Sit down, open the book, read for 2 hours, feel miserable, close the book, remember nothing. That's not studying. That's self-punishment. Here are 5 habits that make studying genuinely addictive. Not in a grind harder way. In a your brain actually wants to do it way. Habit 1, the 2-minute on-ramp. Most people sit down to study like they're jumping into cold water. All at once, dread first, action second. Wrong order. Here's the shift. Tell yourself you're going to study for 2 minutes. That's it, 2 minutes. Open the book, read 1 paragraph. Done. Now, here's the tricky part. You're not tricking yourself into studying longer. You're removing the friction of starting, because starting is the hardest part, not the studying itself. Your brain opens 20 tabs at once when you think about a 2-hour session, but 2 minutes? That's 1 tab. Easy. And here's what happens. 9 times out of 10, you keep going. Not because you forced yourself to, because the momentum carried you. Same. Habit 2, build a dopamine loop. Before you roll your eyes, this isn't about rewarding yourself with a treat after. That's bribery. Not a system. Here's the difference. Bribery says, if I study for an hour, I get my phone. A dopamine loop says, every time I finish a page, I get a micro win. Your brain craves completion, not the subject matter, not the grade, completion. Break your study session into tiny, finishable chunks. 1 page, 1 problem, 1 flashcard set. And each time you finish one, you get a hit. Small, but real. That's what makes it addictive. Not the content, the momentum of finishing. Let that sink in. Habit 3, the environment lock. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your willpower ever will. Most people try to study in the same room where they scroll their phone, watch Netflix, and eat dinner, then wonder why they can't focus. Your brain has tagged that space. This is where we relax, and no amount of discipline overrides that signal. So pick 1 spot, a specific desk, a specific corner of the library, a specific chair. It doesn't need to be aesthetic. It needs to be consistent. When you sit there, your brain shifts automatically. No willpower required. Not perfectly, but enough. Habit 4, study questions first, answers second. Most people read a textbook chapter start to finish, then try to remember it. That's like watching a movie and then being quizzed on the dialogue. Instead, look at the questions first, the end of chapter questions, the practice exam, even the headings in the text. Now your brain has a target. It's not absorbing information randomly, it's hunting for answers. This is the difference between passive reading and active learning. And your brain finds hunting way more engaging than absorbing. Try it once. You'll feel the difference immediately. Habit 5. Set up tomorrow tonight. This is the one nobody talks about. The reason you procrastinate tomorrow morning isn't laziness, it's decision fatigue. You wake up and your brain has to decide what to study, where to study, what materials to use, what order to do it in. By the time you've decided, you've already used up your willpower. So do it the night before. Write down exactly what you'll study. Lay out the materials, pick the spot, make the decision when your brain is fresh. Tomorrow morning, there's nothing to decide. You just start. That's the whole point. Remove the decision, remove the friction, remove the excuse. 5 habits, 2-minute on-ramp, dopamine loops. Environment lock, questions first. Tomorrow setup. None of these require motivation. That's the point. You don't need to feel excited to study. You need a system that makes starting easier than avoiding. Pick one, just one. Try it tomorrow. And if this made you pause and think a little differently, take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps more than you think.